turned brawl, prompting a police response and the meeting to end abruptly. Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard right there in the middle of it.
Moments earlier, activist Jedediah Brown had called Supervisor Tiffany Henyard an expletive.
Fists went flying after a man known for speaking out against Henyard made his feelings clear once again.
And Cheryl, there have been no reports of any serious injuries or arrests in this incident, but there was real fear and disbelief in that room as divisions within Thornton Township government exploded into violence.
That should never happen. I just couldn't believe that it came to that.
Two Henyard allies that work for the township, including her boyfriend Kamal Woods and confidant William Moore, now on paid administrative leave after a board vote.
Retaliation. So again, thank you for the lawsuit.
Henyard combative throughout the meeting, especially toward board members that didn't side with her on votes.
An all-out brawl that multiple witnesses say involved Henyard herself.
It was one thing when the guys were fighting, but when she jumped in it, I was just taken aback. I was floored.
It was the first meeting for new trustee Stephanie Wiedemann, who also made it clear she's not bowing down to the self-proclaimed super mayor.
I don't trust the person in charge to take accountability for anything.
Tensions were high, no surprise there. It was the first official meeting featuring Stephanie Wiedemann, the newest appointee to the Thornton Township Board of Trustees. Here's a quick history lesson for those who don't. No, Tiffany Henyard actually fired Stephanie. The exact reason? Still kind of a mystery. But Tiffany had the power as supervisor, and she didn't hesitate to use it. Stephanie, by the way, had put in 2 decades of work at Thornton Township before Tiffany ever stepped into the picture. And one thing about Stephanie, she's never been afraid to challenge Tiffany Henyard. She speaks her truth, always has. Which is probably why she didn't stick around too long once Tiffany took control. Now, I'm about to play you a clip of Stephanie in action, running one of Thornton Township's annual meetings. You'll see for yourself. She stands firm on what she believes is right every single time. I'm also going to throw in a side-by-side flashback of Tiffany Henyard back when she was just a trustee, dealing with a similar moment involving the previous mayor. Y'all know I love a good flashback. It really shows the ongoing double standards with Tiffany Henyard. And hey, if you're new to the channel and you like this kind of breakdown, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you've been rocking with me for a while, don't forget to like it too. Now,
we're not answering questions, even though the original agenda was posted that way. It said the original agenda posted says comments and questions.
3 questions, Mayor. I placed 3 items on the agenda. What is our policy for placing things on the agenda?
The mayor approves the agenda.
Well, you guys changed it today when we got to this meeting. Okay, you finished?
No. The policy is any trustee, and any trustee that was sitting up here before the 3 came in can place anything on the agenda.
That's not what I recall.
It is, Mayor. I'm telling you.
Okay, again, my comment is public comment. So you can ask the agenda posted. Okay, attorney, the original agenda posted said questions and comments. I saw you look it up.
Mary Kay, is that not the policy of how we conduct the agenda items?
The practice of the trustees prior to the new board coming in was that any trustee could place any item on the agenda.
I am correct, right?
I have absolutely no idea what was posted here at the township. I know what was sent over to me, and I know what I have in my hand right here. In my hand right here, it says comments.
Thank you. So I go back to my question, which is why was my items removed? If that's our practice, I placed 3 items on the agenda. You removed my 3 items, per the mayor.
What was those 3 items?
Those 3 items was 1, reinstate Chief Collins. 2 was update of the firehouse. Thank you. And the last one was to promote 2 police officers. Those was my 3 agenda items. You took them off.
I would love for them to answer questions, but I can't force them to do so. So if you would like to ask more questions, you can.
And y'all reposted the agenda.
I did.
Okay, do you have a reason why?
you have to understand. Stephanie doesn't back down, and neither does Tiffany. It's like watching 2 rams lock horns. But last night, things finally exploded. Tiffany was doing what she always does, disrespecting folks, talking down to the residents, and throwing shade at the trustees. The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife before it even got heated. Then came the moment. Tiffany threw a jab at Stephanie, saying something like, "And for those of you who never made it through high school." Stephanie wasn't about to let that fly. She fired right back. That might be true, but we're still sitting at the same table. And that's Stephanie for you, she speaks her mind. Let's be honest here. Anyone who's heard Tiffany Henyard speak for more than 5 minutes knows she's the last person who should be judging anyone's intelligence.
Make accusations about what's going on because y'all all judging, meaning people out there are judging off of hearsay, false allegations.
Let's call it what it is. Straight up false accusations. But the real flashpoint last night? It all popped off when activist Jedediah Brown got up during public comments and disrespected Tiffany Henyard by calling her out of her name. That set her boyfriend Kamal off. He immediately jumped in to defend her. The moment Jedediah turned around, probably to confront Kamal, the tension in the room hit its peak. And just like that, all hell broke loose. But wait, here's where things really spiral. Suddenly we see DeMarcus Quigley literally standing on a table like he's trying to escape an animal attack. And from the look of it, he's running from L.V. Redmond, the same guy Tiffany hired even though he has a criminal past that includes sexual assault charges. Yes, this man is still active in Dalton, showing up at township meetings like it's business as usual. I'm trying not to laugh, but come on. DeMarcus up there on that table looks like he's dodging a pit bull. And honestly, smart move. L.V. did a serious stint behind bars. That's not someone you want to set off. He might act calm during board meetings, but if he wants to avoid more problems, my advice? Put serious distance between yourself and Tiffany Henyard. She is a human tornado. Truthfully, maybe just stay away from Illinois politics altogether, because this whole thing is a complete train wreck. People need to grow up and use their words. We're not in a schoolyard. Hands should never be thrown. Unless you're defending yourself. Back to the madness. The most unbelievable part? Tiffany Henyard herself jumped into the fight. She left her seat, made a beeline straight to the back of the room, and threw herself into the middle of the chaos for her man. She was all in, no hesitation. Think about that. A township supervisor acting like she's in a reality TV showdown. It's unbelievably unprofessional. Honestly, it felt like she had already accepted it was over for her. Like she thought, whatever, I'm done anyway, might as well go out swinging. And that's exactly how it came off. Imagine how residents who genuinely care about their community felt watching this unfold. They've already had it with how Tiffany runs things. But this was the final nail. She literally tossed a table aside and charged into the chaos like she was in the middle of a cage match. So, where do we go from here? Honestly, we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. But if you're sitting there wondering, how did someone like this even get into office? You're not alone. Here's how it started. Tiffany first got elected mayor of Dalton. Then, when the Thornton Township supervisor seat suddenly became vacant, the trustees appointed her. One of them was Chris Gonzalez, who clearly didn't grasp the chaos he was helping to unleash. He probably thought, well, she's already a mayor, she's got experience, and we're running out of time. So they gave her the job. Then comes the next obvious question. How did she even become mayor in the first place? Because, let's be honest, she's not exactly proving she's capable. The answer? She started out as a trustee. She always had a bit of a disrespectful edge, but back then it wasn't this extreme. It popped up now and then, but I think a lot of people gave her a pass. Maybe because she was young, maybe because she was a woman. That's just my honest take. Now, let's roll some footage of trustee Tiffany Henyard so you can see how she managed to win over Dalton voters. Here's how it all began. Then we'll bring it back for board approval, but I really don't think this should be pushed through tonight. I'd appreciate y'all backing me on this. Can I get a motion? To send this to the housing committee? Hold up, trustee. Before we make that motion, I'd like to chime in on this. I fully support trustee Henyard's recommendation to run it through committee first. We've been talking about this for weeks now here in Dalton. I think you actually voted for it before, right? Or maybe you didn't? I did. Right. But now, looking at the details, it just doesn't sit right. We've got a lawyer charging us $5,000 per house just to move ownership over to the village. That's insane. 6 houses and he wants $30,000 just to file liens? That's outrageous. Meanwhile, people out here are hurting. Some are facing foreclosure. A lot of them don't even know where to turn when things like this hit their doorstep. I've taken several calls myself from residents asking about loan modifications. I've even gone to their homes to help them fill out paperwork. So here's what I'm asking. If the board is free this Saturday, I'd like to hold a housing event. I want to hear directly from the residents. I need to know if this is something they actually want. I want to understand where the money would come from. I want your feedback. So if everyone's available, I'm proposing we meet this Saturday at 10 a.m. If folks can't make it, then we'll push it to January and do it next year. But Mayor, I'd really like for you to be part of it too. This is your board and your input matters. Is everyone free this Saturday, the 9th at 10 a.m.? Yes? Great. Thank you, Mayor. And residents, just so you know, I'm always advocating for you. Right now, we've got vacant properties in Dalton. I'm trying to get the board to give you, the residents, first access. At the moment, those properties are being handed off to a company, and they're not giving us a single dollar upfront. Meanwhile, some of y'all have family living in your basements, trying to move out. Why shouldn't you get a shot at those homes? Why not give you the chance to buy one for $4,000 or $5,000 instead of handing it to outside investors for free? So, today I'm pushing for us to issue an RFP so Dalton residents get the first shot at those vacant homes. I truly hope the board supports me on this. Let's give our people the opportunity to own something right here in their community. Also, I emailed the board about the 15-day grace period mix-up. The website originally said y'all had until the 15th, but then it got corrected to the 1st, and since the 1st was a Sunday, folks came in Monday and ended up being charged double. That's not right. I want to make that right. So tonight, I'm asking the board to approve a motion to refund those extra village sticker fees to the residents.